Hello and welcome to this online karate taster class. So I'm your instructor today, Grandmaster Vince, and we're going to be going through some basic stuff so that you can get an idea of what to expect when you come to a class, when you come to one of our classes hopefully, or if you don't come to one of our classes, you go to a class at another school. Hopefully this will give you a nice an idea of what to expect and what sort of things you could practice, so that you don't feel like a total beginner when you go to this session. Alright, good. So let's start with a bow. So feet together, hands by your sides. And bow. Good. Alright, now we're going to do a warm up first. I'm not going to be doing too intensive a warm up. So when I finish the warm up, if you feel like you're not warm or you're not sufficiently stretched, then by all means do a bit more, because I don't want anyone to injure themselves. But I want to keep this video fairly short so that you're able to watch it maybe once or twice without sort of needing too much time each time you watch. Alright, so just on your toes, let's get ourselves loosened up a little bit, get some blood flowing, get our limbs moving a little bit. You have to excuse me if I clear my throat or cough a little bit. It's a little bit chesty at the moment. Good, right, so opposite elbow to knee, just get those legs moving. So when we're doing this, we're just getting our gluteus muscles, our bottom muscles warmed up. All right, and just obviously coordination as well. A bit of a torso twist and a bit of shoulder movement too. Good, that's nice, back on your toes. Let's just gently push our arms out in front of us. That's good. Nice and steady. Let's go upwards. Good. Now, if you're practicing this at home, go back to forwards. If you're practicing this at home, then obviously be careful. Make sure you've got space around you. You're not going to knock your grandma's Ming vase off the mantelpiece or anything as you move around. I want you to stay safe. All right. So hands up this way. Lunge back one leg and then the other. Nice long lunges. Get those big muscles in your legs working. They're the muscles that are going to make you breathe a little bit heavy and get the blood flowing around your body most efficiently. So I don't mind. Obviously I don't know what age you are or what your level of fitness is, but you need to be careful and make sure this is okay for you. If I'm doing anything that's too strenuous, then ease off a bit. I'm intentionally not going to make this too strenuous, but what is too strenuous? That depends an awful lot on what you've done before and what your current level of fitness is. Alright, so let's do some jumping jacks. So the arms moving right up above your head. That's good. Front to back. Alright, good. So I'm going to stop now. Put our legs about twice as wide as our shoulders. Bend one leg and push down this way. So what I'm after stretching is the inside of this leg, my adductor on the back leg. So really we're just warming up some leg muscles, some back muscles, so that they're nice and flexible for when we start to move around. And the idea of this session, this lesson, really is to give you some idea of what you may do in a class. Let's go back the other way and go to the ball of our foot on the back foot. We'll go this way. Now each instructor will tend to have their own favourite exercises, the way they like to warm up. So I can't promise that the class you do will be exactly like this, but it's probably a good idea, it's a good guide. And the general format will be similar to this. And again, back to the toes. And again, the idea of the video is to help you feel comfortable and familiar, so that when you come to a class, you don't feel awkward or like you've got no idea what's going to happen. You're going to have some idea of the things that are going to go on. Alright, so let's punch and knee lift nice and high. Right, just push down. Good. Unfortunately, this is a one-way communication. I've got no way of seeing what you're doing or offering you any correction, so please be careful. Good, right, so left leg forward, knee swings now. So I'd like you to swing your knee up to your shoulder. Right, so keep your hands up if you can, because that's good practice for martial arts generally. So hands up, swing that knee up this way and back. Just let it drop back. I've got no idea how high you can swing your knee. That's really not important. All that is important is we're getting your body moving and starting to loosen some muscles off a little bit so they work nicely. I must remember, I've done lots of these videos now and I always forget that it's impossible for me to count when I'm talking. So I'm aiming to do about 10 on each side. I've got no idea how many I'm actually doing, but I'm trying to stay close to 10. Good, let's go back on your toes again. Now push your hands together. This warms your shoulders up a little bit. Push the palms together reasonably hard. Feel the muscles in your shoulders working. Good, now interlock your fingers and pull apart. So you'll be working the opposite muscles on your shoulder. Good, and let's push together again. Now pull apart. Right, now put your hands in front of you, one on top of the other, and push them together. Excellent. And change them over. Good, right, so elbows up, twist around one way as far as you can, loosen those back muscles up a little more. And around the other side. Good, back the other way. And change again. Good, right, so let's put the left leg in front again. This time I want you to do some straight leg swings. Now, this is going to extend and relax your hamstring, your gluteus muscle, your bottom muscle a lot more than knee lift. So really be careful with this. I just want you to swing up until you feel a point at which it starts to get a little bit tight, and then just let your leg drop back down again, and then try and go a little bit higher next time. But obviously never go against the shortening of your muscle. If it feels tight, then don't go crazy with this. You just want to encourage it to lengthen, encourage it to loosen off, but do not hurt yourselves. Right, so just extending up. And I find that doing 10 or 12 of these usually enables me to get my muscles loosened off nicely. But remember, I've been learning this stuff for 42 years now, so my body is much more used to this than yours. Change sides to the same, other side, start low. And consistency and repetition is the mother of all skill. So think about how many times I've repeated this, and it's going to be my body's going to drop into this groove probably more easily than yours if you've never done any martial arts before. Good, right, so we're going to do an exercise called opening the gate now. And the idea is that it'll warm up these muscles a little bit more, your adductors a little bit more. So with your hands up, I want you to lift your knee up and take it out to the side. Knee up and take it out to the side. You get a good knee lift and swing it out gently. Don't be too rough with that swing out. Alright, let's do closing the gate, so we'll do it the other way. Alright, the reason I like to do it this way as well, because I think there's great value in warming up muscles by making them work, making them contract. And you know, it could be counterintuitive. You think, well, you're shortening that muscle, you're bringing it in, making it shorter. Well, yes, you are. But that's what muscles do. They contract, they work, and that's how they get warm. Good. All right. So now, left leg in front, and we'll do straight leg swings. But instead of going straight up and back, we're going to swing that leg out a little bit as well. Be careful. Remember, don't overdo this. Just slightly out to begin with, and then we'll gradually get looser. Alright, so this way. So this is quite an efficient leg loosening exercise, and my lower back as well, to be honest with you, because swinging up and down will release my glutes, bottom muscle here, my hamstrings, and to some degree my adductor as I swing out to the side. Right, same on the other side. Good, okay, so I feel sufficiently warm to do the techniques that we're going to do. But remember what I said at the beginning. If you don't feel warm enough, or once you start to do these techniques, if you feel like you need to stretch more, then pause the video, do some more stretching, either some more of what we've already done, or if you want to go to our YouTube channel, the Black Belt Academy YouTube channel, we have several fuller and longer warm-ups on there. So if you are a bit tight in the legs and lower back, or anywhere really, shoulders, then maybe do one of those and get a little bit warmer. Alright, but I'm not going to ask you to kick high or do anything spectacular. So remember, it's a beginner's session, potentially your first training session. Okay, so the position that we bow from, this is our set position. So just feet together, hands by your sides, and we bow from here, yeah. But also, we make this position before we make our Jumbi position. Alright, so we're here, set position, then Jumbi position. Feet are about shoulder width, both feet pointing forwards, and hands closed. Fingers in this way, thumbs on top of my fingers, and my knuckles face each other this way. Alright, so I'm in set position, Jumbi position. Good. Alright, now from there we're going to step into a fighting stance. You know, you can call this a fighting stance, a ready stance, a combat stance, whatever you want to do, but it's a nice balanced position that enables you to practice techniques. Alright, so I'm going to step forward with my left leg, bring my hands up like this to guard. Now, let's have a quick look at the stance. Hopefully you can see, as I'm facing the camera, that the width of my stance is probably about the same one, or maybe a tiny bit more than the width of my shoulders. And that's good because it's a good guide. I'm nice and stable in this plane, or I can balance myself this way. Now, in terms of length, if I turn sideways, it's probably about twice that much from the front of my toes on my front foot to the back of my heel on my back foot. Yeah, so I move forward, backward this way. Both of my knees are bent, so I can push this way, I can relax, I can come forward and backward quite a bit. I can move sideways a little bit as well, so if I come face you again, so here, I can move this way. Alright, so let's not spend too long on the stance. I'm sure you'll get the hang of this eventually. But it is really important because that's the position from which every technique emerges. Every technique has to come from here. Alright, so from this position we're going to do a front hand punch. So our front hand, which is our left hand when our left leg is in front, just extends outwards. As it extends out, palm goes down, and you drop back this way. Alright, so just out this way and then straight back. Alright, ready? Let's do 10 with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Alright, now when we change stances, we don't shuffle around and do this. We change nice and crisply. Alright, so from here, straight into the other stance. Obviously, this needs to be balanced in the same way that my left leg in front stance was. Nice and wide this way, twice as much this way. So hands up then, we go front hand punch with our right leg in front. So it'll be our right hand. 1, 2, and you can see I'm trying to keep my back hand up here as a guard, which is good, sensible position to have this hand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, and switch legs. Alright, so that's excellent. Now, if you need more time to practice this, this is the beauty of video training, isn't it? You can pause it, go back, do it again, pause it, go back, do it again, pause. You can do that as many times as you like. I promise I won't mind. Alright, but here's the next technique. We're going to do reverse punch, punch with our backhand. Just so you can see, this is fairly obvious, but I'll turn this way so you can see better. Front hand is the hand that's in front, back hand, the hand that's at the back. Front hand is on the same side as my front leg. So my left leg is in front, my left leg's in front, my left hand is my front hand. Yeah, and this is obviously my back hand. So, from here I'm going to do reverse punch. So using this back hand, I extend it out, and as it reaches as far as it can, I turn over so the palm is down again. To enable me to get a little bit more distance and to get my body movement going into the technique, I'm going to flex this front knee as I punch, but also twist my torso here this way. Good, and then just pumps back this way. Important thing about punching, straight punching at least, pull back. Yeah, so the punch is bam and back, bam and back. Yeah, so just twist in and back. Let's do 5 more. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Switch legs. Well, let's do the same again. I think we probably did about 10 on the other stance, so let's do 10 on this side. You can probably see that as I punch, I'm pushing with this back foot to turn my hips and shoulders into the punch. I don't want to give you too much information, I don't want to overload you, because really this is beginner stuff. I just want you to get the general idea of what a first class might be like. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, switch legs. Excellent, good. Now just so that you get in the swing of this as well, I'm going to say go on, which is this, and show relax. Good, alright, so that's how we tend to come out of a series of techniques. So you'll say you're here, you've just done a number of kicks, the instructor will say come on, which is this. The Gomon position is the same as Jumbi position, it's just when you finish as opposed to when you start. And then relax, just bring your left foot in, bow, and chill. You can let your concentration go for a moment. Good, alright, so let's do some kicks. As I said, this is all about showing you what may well happen in your first class. Now, if you go to a class that's got mixed grades in, lots of different grades, we do this sometimes and we find it's really good because you have lots of people to watch and to follow and to see how it should be done. And you must never worry about the fact that you won't be as good as the high grades, as good as the brown belts or the black belts. Well, you won't be because they're experienced, they've been coming for years. But on the positive side, they're all around you, there might be 2 or 3 of them in the class. You can watch them, you can learn from them, you can see how it should be done. And remember, they know that you probably won't be as good as they are to start with, because they remember being beginners. And that's really important. That you need to remember, we all remember what it's like to be a beginner. Alright, good. So let's go into the kicking, into some kicks then. So we'll set position again. Jumbi. and fighting stance, left leg in front, step. Yeah. Good, right, so we're going to do front kick from here. So this leg is going to come up, knee up, push forward and back. And I would make contact with the ball of my foot, this part of my foot, let my toes just ease back as I kick, so I make contact with the sole of my foot just below my big toe. Okay, are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switch legs. Good. Alright, so nice and easy, nice and steady. Keep your hands up as much as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not very good balance, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switch legs. Super, good. Well, I hope you all managed that, okay? It would be great if I could watch you and give you some feedback and tell you how to make it better, but hopefully that won't be long. You'll be along at a class soon. Alright, so let's do the opposite of front kick. Let's do a back kick. Now if I turn sideways to demonstrate, and then I'll probably actually either do the kick this way so you can see better, or I may even do it with my back to the camera. Okay, so from here, with our hands up, we're going to lift up this back leg and chamber it nice and tightly. And then we're going to push it straight out backwards, and this time we hit with this part of our foot. The bottom of our heel. Alright, so from here, you're going to lift up, push out backwards and down. Okay, ready? 2, 3, 4. Now if you can, try to look over your shoulder at the kick. 5, not always easy, but that's what you're aiming for. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, and switch legs. So if I turn completely away from you so you can see the kick coming towards you, you get a good idea of how it works. So keep my hands up with the leg at the back, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember to bend that leg after you've kicked. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, come on. Relax. Alright, so as you can see, I've been doing this for many, many years, and my kicks are far from perfect. You know, I had to stumble on at least one front kick and one of the back kicks. That's okay. The idea is to try and minimise the number of times you stumble and maximise the number of times you do the technique well. But we all have, we all have occurrences when we don't do things brilliantly. And that's not to worry about. It's one of those things. All right, so let's do one more kick, and then I'll show you some blocks. All right, set position. Jumbi, left leg in front. Step. Yeah. Good. Hands up. Nice stance. So let's do round kick. So it's a circular kick with your back leg. So it's going to lift up and come around, but so that your hips can turn, you need to rotate the foot that's on the floor. So if you just watch this foot, as I come around, it needs to do this. Yeah, so as I come around, watch this foot. That's the one that needs to rotate. All right, ready? Let's give it a try. 1, 2. I would be making contact with the top of my foot this time, where the laces would be on a shoe. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Good, switch legs. Ready? 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. And come on. And show relax. Good. So, I haven't given you too much in the way of detail as we're doing these kicks, because I wouldn't give beginners too much detail to think about. What I found works best is to show the technique, give some basic principles on how the technique works, but not to give too much information, just to allow the student to run through the technique and see how it works, and then gradually introduce more information about how it should look and how it should feel as you become more experienced. But overload on your first lesson is pointless. It's much more important for you to get a general feel for things. And as I've said before, the whole purpose of this video is so that you can see what may happen in your first class, and you can say, yeah, well, I've been through that at home a few times. So, I've got some idea about how this all works. Now, I've got one more thing to show you. In karate, the style of karate that we teach, or the way we teach on karate, we have lots of blocks, lots of movements with our arms to push techniques away from us, keep ourselves safe. So I'm going to show you one of these, and we do it in a sort of a marching fashion. And obviously you would use it in conjunction with punches and in conjunction with kicks, because you'd use it when you were sparring and when you did the play fighting, yeah? But a good way to learn it is to just learn it with a marching routine, stepping and stepping and stepping. Right, you'll see what I mean anyway. Alright, so set position, Jimmy. So we would refer to this in the class as upper block in horse riding stance basic. Alright, so we're going to put our right hand on top, we're going to step forward with our left foot, bend both of our knees and block up. Alright, so if something was coming to hit you on top of the head, you're just going to push your hand up to block it. Yeah, so copy my position as well as you can, but don't worry too much about details. Remember, this is just to give you an idea what to expect in your early classes. Alright, now from there I'm going to step forward towards the camera, make the same position facing the other way, and block with the other hand. Good, now I'll do one more. I'm going to step forward, other position, other stance, facing the other way obviously, and block up. Now I'm going to turn and go in the other direction. So I fold this hand on top, I look the other way, and I block the other way. Just make sure this hand is above the head, so that it blocks stuff that's coming down onto your head. Good, step forward, and block up. Good, step forward, and block up. And step forward, and block up. We'll turn and go back the other way. So we fold the hand that's blocking at the moment, put that on top. We look the other way, and we block the other way. And come on. So I'll do it with you once more. Remember, you don't need to know this and have it perfect before you come to classes. This is just a video to help you understand what you may be shown at your first class, and for you to have some insight before you come, so that you don't feel like it's completely new to you. But don't worry about details, we can help you with those, and we will help you with small things. Yeah, remember, this is just an overview video. Right, set position. Junbi, let's do that basic again then. So right hand on top, so right hand on your left shoulder, and left hand underneath this way. Step forward with your left leg. We pretty much always start with our left leg in everything. Left leg forward, and we block up this way above our head. Good, then you step forward, and do the same again, and step forward, and do the same again. Just try and keep both of your knees bent, that's a good horse riding stance. Good, and then we're going to turn and go the other way, so the hand that you're blocking with at the moment, put that on the opposite shoulder, other hand across your body, look the other way, and block the other way. Good, then step forward, block, step forward, block, step forward, and block. I'll turn and face you again, so this hand, the one that's blocking, folds on the opposite shoulder, other hand folds underneath, look the other way, and block the other way. And come on. And show relax. Good, alright, well I'm going to leave it there for the first class. Remember, this is not an instructional video as such. I'm happy for you to watch it and run along with it and try and get as much information as you can. But the real purpose of this video is to help you be comfortable when you come to your first class. Alright, well I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, email them in to me, and I'll do my very best to answer them. Alright, see you soon. So we finished the class with a bow this way.